I'm Leticia. I grew up in Madrid and I studied undergrad in CUNEF. I studied business and law, and I then started to work at McKinsey in the Madrid office. At McKinsey, I worked in many different industries, but one thing I did is that I was super involved in the social impact community, both at CUNEF and at McKinsey. And I think this is one of the main reasons why I ended up in Stanford, because it's a school super focused on the social impact stuff. And during all my application, I talked a lot about that. And what brought me here, I would say, at McKinsey, it's an amazing place, but the work pace is super fast. And I felt I really needed to take a step back and reflect on the kind of person and the kind of leader I wanted to become.
My name is Alberto. I come from Bilbao. I've moved a lot throughout my life. So I went to a boarding school in Scotland, and that's where I experienced a more international community, and I set new sights for my life. I decided my dad had studied engineering, so I wanted to do the same. You know, he was my role model. And I decided I would go to a more international place like London. So I went to Imperial, and that was life-changing for me, right? Like coming from a small city like Bilbao, I guess like everyone is like kind of similar and has like similar passions. So I wanted to set new sights. And I discovered new lives like consulting. I joined BCG. I thought that was a great learning curve. But again, it wasn't enough. And I realized that what mattered for me in my life, and that's actually the question that Stanford asks you, is like, what matters most to you and why? And to me, is to live, to make the world better. And how can I do that? And what has fulfilled me? For me, it has been social impact. And that's what I've been working throughout my life in Imperial, in BCG, and that's why I came to Stanford. And that's what I'm currently working on in the MBA.
So I'm Andrea Revuelta. I'm 20 years old, and I'm here at Stanford University, and this is my dream come true. I mean, I grew up playing golf. I always wanted to come to the States to pursue golf and academics at the same time, and Stanford was the best place to do it. So it's been my dream since I was like 13. I emailed my coach wanting to come here when I was 13, and it did happen. So I'm really happy to be here.
I do not think we stand out. I think everybody at the GSB is amazing. I do think that something that is very characteristic of us is that we have an extremely tight community. We genuinely enjoy spending some Fridays together or seeing each other on Arvacle, which is the cafe on campus. So I think that's very characteristic of ourselves. I think something that we also do is to build community with Spanish people on the Bay Area and not only on the school. For instance, very recently we did an event in Innovation Endeavors, which is a venture capital firm close to campus, and two Spanish startups, Mito AI and Happy Robot, came to speak, and we attracted not only Spanish people from Stanford, but also from all the Bay, and that was an amazing event.
Stanford, it combines two different things. Number one is like what people you surround yourself with. Number two, in what place and from what cultures and different countries they come from. So, I mean, I'm so fortunate to be living like what I think is the best like learning place that I could be right now, be surrounded by, to fulfill my mission. And the mission of Stanford GSV, as you know, is like change lives, change organizations, change the world. And that's, as I was explaining, that's what drives me and what I want to do in my future, right? So this culture, if I had to explain in some ways, people that they have big dreams, that they put all the effort in the world, they come from different backgrounds, and you can share the different perspectives of everyone.
Stanford is not out of anyone's reach. Stanford's not only a place that embraces excellence, but it embraces hard work, and the journey that everyone puts in to come here is really, really valued. And if you work hard, if this is your dream and you think that you can do great things in the world, you should definitely try it out. You should definitely push yourself and work hard every day to come here, because it is worth it.
I think it has definitely changed, not so much on the professional side, but rather on the personal one. Many classes at the GSV are very introspective and they encourage self-reflection. One of my favorite ones was Engineering a Remarkable Life, and that question was something we reflected on along all the quarter.
So, I mean, we're in Silicon Valley. We're at the heart of entrepreneurship. And it has taught me two different things, a good thing and a bad thing. So the good thing is you're surrounded by VCs all the time. You're surrounded by founders. You're surrounded by people that are joining startups. So you see all the ecosystem that makes you realize how does life work if you want to start in this new entrepreneurship world. But also gives you, on the other hand, the perspective of who are the people that have succeeded and how do they feel personally. And I think that's something that to me has been really illustrative. All the founders that I've talked to, that they have like exited billion-dollar companies, none of them have agreed that the day they sold the company, they have achieved the purpose in their life. And going back to my original, and I think this is something that Stanford really helps you. What's your purpose in life, right? That has made me also reflect from the entrepreneurship perspective is what do I want with our lives? All the founders that we have here, that we're like changing the world by building businesses, I'm also trying to start one. What do you want to achieve? Is that your purpose? And I think I've been really self-reflective on this, and I've gained a lot of experience on the good things and learning how to build a business, but also on the more deeper sense of things related with entrepreneurship, of course.
It's not easy to balance two aspects of your life, but I think everyone has many aspects in their life that they want to pursue, and being well-rounded and viewing life as a holistic approach and not only as, well, I want to pursue professional or a very academic side or a very sport or very like athletic life is the way to go. I believe that being a well-rounded person, knowing how to embrace and excel in many aspects of your life is the way to go. So you just need to push yourself every day and believe you can do it.
The main reason why I do it is to give back to our community. I deeply believe that I'm here because so many people in Spain helped me to be here, starting from my parents and family, but also my teachers, my school, and all my mentors from McKinsey. So I feel a strong sense of purpose towards the Spanish community, and building community here is my way to give back to Spain. That is a country that gave me so much.
I think an MBA, it's a really good experience. An MBA is basically time to think. Time to reflect on your life. What do you wanna achieve, right? And that's something that you should have thought ideally before coming here. And the good thing is like, don't think too much because your opinion is gonna fully change. And I think that's the value of an MBA. You think that you have your life sorted, you think that you have your thoughts structured, you think you know your purpose, but in reality you don't. And that's why when we're talking about the culture is what's shaping the new way of thinking. So would I recommend an MBA? I wouldn't recommend it for the learnings necessary of class. I would recommend it if you want to change your life or you think that you're supposed to do something else. I think then it's completely worth it. Surround yourself by good people, by an amazing institution. So many people come from outside. It's not only your community, it's the community that surrounds you. So I think that's really valuable.
I think that sports has taught me to normalize failure a lot, how to deal with situations that throughout your life you think that are going to always work out, and sport teaches you that it doesn't. Sometimes failure is part of life, and how to normalize failure is a very good asset to have in your life, because I think that we all need to overcome moments in our lives to ultimately get to the success. So I think that's something that sports has taught me, and I think that the classroom has also taught me that always to keep your head down and stay with your feet on your ground, because sometimes sports can get a little bit very mediatic, and you can get it can get up to your head. So being in competitions and then returning to class and being humbled by a math lecturer or an econ lecturer I think is very good, because you remember that you really need to be a holistic person and well-rounded, not only know how to excel in the athletic part.
If I had to choose just one, is that we are in a position of privilege, and that means that with power comes responsibility. So now I feel a strong sense of building a better world than I found, and that starts by building a better Spain than the one I found.
I would tell a young Spanish athlete that wants to come to Stanford, don't be fooled that if you look around and you don't see anyone doing what you're doing, that you can't achieve it. I think Spain needs people that believe that they can go to world-class places like Stanford. And don't be fooled if you don't see anyone around you doing the same thing that you're doing, because you will come here and everybody has pushed themselves and everyone's different. Is here. So I think that if you feel misunderstood or if you feel like you're the only one out there doing it, I assure you you're not. And there's many people out there that are doing the same thing as you.
The word that best describes my Stanford experience is growth.
So if I had to describe my Stanford experience in one word or two words, it would be life-changing.
The word that best describes my Stanford experience is magical.